We like to think that everything in our lives have meaning and purpose. Often, the random nature of existence seems to belie this assessment. But in a play, everything has meaning, and the action follows a predestined purpose. Perhaps this is what draws us to this mimetic art form. Aristotle placed the concept of thought as the third in the list of the parts of theater. He describes thought as the facility of saying what is possible and pertinent in given circumstances, where something is proved to be or not to be, or where a general truth is enunciated. In poetics, Aristotle asserted that action springs from character and thought. Since plot is the soul of a play, how does thought factor into its structure? In our initial exploration of plot, we said that the dramatic action of the play springs from the point of plot structure referred to as the inciting incident. An action occurs that upsets the balance of the play and sends the central character, or what the Greeks referred to as the protagonist, on a one-way path toward the climax of the play. During this arc of action, the protagonist meets with obstacles that prevent them from achieving their goal. In Hamlet, the protagonist must struggle with his own uncertainty about the validity of his experience with the ghost of his father. To overcome this obstacle, he arranges to have a play presented before his nemesis Claudius, or what is referred to as the antagonist. This play will reenact the murder as it was described by the ghost. In Hamlet's plan, if Claudius reacts to the action of the play, this will reassure him that his goal to avenge his father's death is legitimate. Hamlet's plan sets up what Aristotle referred to as a recognition scene. Claudius recoils in horror at seeing his crime acted out on stage. In this, Hamlet clearly recognizes Claudius's guilt, which spurs him on to his purpose. What follows, however, are a series of external and internal obstacles. Internal obstacles are often moral dilemmas that reveal much about the protagonist. They also reveal some deeply human dilemmas that all of us must face. Such issues as life and death, revealed in the to be or not to be soliloquy. The nature of honor in the scenes where Hamlet struggles when comparing himself to Fortinbras. And the relationship between humans and the divine, as revealed in the "there's a divinity that shapes our end" speech. Within this spine of action that is organized around Hamlet's simple and straightforward goal to avenge his father's murder, Shakespeare reveals his central character's inner conflicts. In this struggle, the playwright manages to reveal some of the deepest and most thought-provoking issues of all time. When we take a closer look at playwriting, we will consider each of the points of plot structure and the devices that prepare their enactment. The most important of these points of plot structure is the climax of the play. The climax of the play is an action or event performed by the protagonist that reveals the overall thought of the play. It is the ultimate action taken by the protagonist that often creates the ultimate reversal. The conditions of the play are in reverse of where they were at the beginning. From this ultimate change, the audience is left to contemplate the ramifications of the action. They are required to make a determination about the significance of the action. Now, when we consider thought, we typically assume that it is an exercise in reason. However, Aristotle reminds us in Poetics that the ultimate action of the play is designed to bring about catharsis. Now, there has been much debate between scholars about the meaning of this term, but it is generally believed to be an emotional purging, perhaps a shared emotional response between the members of the audience, creating a sense of communion. Theater's roots as a religious ritual seem to support such an assessment. The playwright prepares the audience for Hamlet's climactic action in an earlier speech where Hamlet considers his fate in almost mathematical terms. There is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man has aught of what he leaves, what is it to leave betimes? All of Hamlet's struggles boil down to 4 words. The readiness is all. In the climax of Hamlet, the protagonist is faced with the imminent consequences of his mortality as he is dying from poison. All of the inner conflicts that had prevented his ultimate action in the middle of the play now must take shape in Hamlet's recognition that he is about to die. He chooses action over what he earlier described as the pale cast of thought. He kills Claudius in no uncertain terms and accepts the terms of his own mortality, asking only that his story be told. What is our own fate? What is the ultimate outcome of the sum of our own existence? Does it make any difference if we live our lives correctly? Does there even exist a viable moral framework which stands as a standard for human behavior? Or should we follow our instincts and accept our fate, wherever our actions take us? The thoughts and emotions that are stirred in the climax of this tragedy create reflection and contemplation of our own role on the world stage. The philosophical ramifications of a play cannot be presented to an audience, however, without dramatic action. And it is in the performance that the impact of the play prompts an emotional response leading to thoughtful reflection. We'll take a look at the next part of theater, diction, in the next episode, and explore how language plays a vital role in this unique form of storytelling. I'll catch you on the other side.